Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning's meditation here at Kunzang Peo Choling. We're going to start our meditation practice with opening prayers. We'll start with the 7-line prayer. We'll do that 3 times together. Organ yugi nucham sam pemmage sadompula yasan shogi nudrumne pemmajungne shesudrag Kodukandro mampokor keki jesu dag drupki jinjilob shir sheksu sol guru pema siddhi hum organ yogi nucham sam pemage sarompula yasan chogi nodrumne pemajungne shesu drag Kodukandro mampokor Keki Jesu dag drupki jinjilob shir sheksu sol Guru pema siddhi hum organ yogi nucham sam pemage sarompula yasan shogi nodrumne pemajune shesudrag Kodukandro mampokor Keki Jesu dag drupki Jinjilob shir sheksu sol Guru pema siddhi hum. All right. Again, welcome to meditation, whether you're here in the room or online with us. We just always want to begin by establishing a proper motivation. So whether we're listening to a teaching, a Dharma teaching, or reading a Dharma book, or we're doing meditation together, our motivation is so important. And it's the way, it's the direction. It becomes the direction of our actions. So it really determines that direction of our actions. So we have to begin with proper motivation. So we want to start today by generating that proper motivation together and really generating that compassion that whatever we learn today or whatever virtue or merit we gather by doing meditation practice together, that we dedicate that to all beings and for the benefit of all beings. So let's take a moment to create that intention together before we begin. All right, so the meditation we're doing today is called Shamatha meditation, and we'll be referring to the text by our teacher Jetsunma Ahkon Lhamo called Stabilizing the Mind, her book, Stabilizing the Mind. So what is meditation? It's become very hip, very trendy to talk about meditation, to do meditation as much as you can. Corporate businesses are using meditation. Schools are using meditation. It's everywhere. But what is it? What are the roots of meditation? What does it really mean to meditate? Beyond kind of the trendiness of it, or potentially, the use of it in New Age practices or whatever. It's grounded in the Dharma. And what does that mean? What does meditation mean? Meditation is the natural state of mind when it's relaxed and stable and open. It's also, it trains our mind to become more relaxed and more stable, and yet also alert and wakeful. So, it's not our mind so relaxed that we're falling asleep. That's not meditation. There's a wakefulness, alertness to it as well. And creating this kind of, space in our mind really helps us balance our emotions, helps us deal with when life's coming at us. How do we respond? How do we react to that? And can we create more of a pause before that reaction? So the whole point is to create space in our mind. And boy, we need it. I can say from experience this morning, I had a very busy, active mind. It was hard to get here this morning. I was a little late, and I was just, my brain and my mind were all over the place. So we think of how our life, especially in the West, is geared to productivity, to constantly being busy, going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And we never really give ourselves, our minds, a break, a time to rest, a time to just let it go. Let those busy thoughts go. Let the monkey mind go, so to speak. Jetsunma refers to the monkey mind, and many teachers are monkey mind that just jumps from one thing to the next, to the next. So, we can think of how we, try to take care of our bodies. Maybe we work out or exercise or we walk. Well, what do we do for our minds? How do we nourish our mind? How do we create stability and rest in our mind? And meditation is just the way. That's the way to do it. So we will start in a comfortable seat. If you're on the floor like me, or a very large cushion, or whether you're in a chair, if that's more comfortable. The whole point is just to have a straight spine. So we want to have our straight spine, and almost like we're being pulled up at the top of our crown, you can imagine a string going through our crown of our head, and just holding us up and holding our spine up. But we're not rigid. We're still relaxed in this position, and our shoulders are back, our elbows are back, and we're going to put our right hand over our left with our thumbs touching like this. Or if it's more comfortable, when you're in a chair and you want to just put your hands on your thighs like this, that's perfectly fine as well. And then we're just going to rest our gaze in the direction of the floor, almost like we're drawing a line from the bridge of our nose down to the ground, and picking a point on that line to rest our gaze. And then the tip of our tongue is going on behind our two front teeth, so that the mouth is relaxed too and just slightly open. And we're going to keep our eyes open as well. And the whole point is to really just relax in this position. So again, we're not, I have to be perfect in this position. That's not the point either, because that creates agitation in the mind. So we're really just resting in this position, and also just letting ourselves breathe naturally. So we're not regulating our breath. We're just trying to be as natural as possible. That's the point, to really rest in this position and rest our mind. And we're not trying to control anything. We're not trying to control the breath. We're just observing it. It's like our attention is like a feather, just gently riding the surface of our breath. So we're just breathing naturally. And when thoughts come up, which that is the nature of our mind, those busy thoughts come up, we're just going to let them go. We don't need to go down the road with them. We don't need to inspect them. We don't need to judge them. We don't need to say, oh, my meditation's so good right now. Oh, my meditation's horrible. I'm thinking so many thoughts. Because when we start doing that, we start going around, down the road with a thought, we can notice that the thoughts keep multiplying. And even the body sensations, maybe we're feeling tension in the body. Maybe our shoulders are tight, but also not letting that be a thought that just circulates and runs in our mind. So we're not saying, oh, my back's tight. Oh, relax my back. Oh, that is my, because that becomes another distraction. So we're really just letting all of that go. And if the thoughts are very incessant, we can just imagine picking up the thoughts with tongs, or physically picking them up and tossing them away, or using scissors to cut the thought and throw it away. So if visualization like that helps, use it. That can be a tool. So again, we're just paying attention to our breath, that gossamer thin attention on the breath, like a feather riding the surface of our breath. So that is our focus point. So we'll start with, we're going to do, let me get my little gong timer here. We will start with 5 minutes. Here we go. All right. So let's do 5 minutes together. So, we don't have to be I don't know why this word's coming in my head, a hero, a meditation hero. We don't have to be a meditation hero, meaning we're not trying to jump off into the deep end. As we are building our meditation practice, we want to do it gradually and consistently. So the point of meditation is not to be able just to sit perfectly still for 45 minutes while our mind is all over the place. Our body could look, maybe be in that position for 45 minutes, but if we can't have any stability in our mind during that time, it's really best to just start with very small increments of time. 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. We can keep building and building our practice. And the main point, again, is not perfection. It's not like, oh, that was a perfect meditation because I had no thoughts enter my mind. That's not the point. The point is to create a consistent practice. And with consistency, our mind will naturally develop more stability, more wakefulness, alertness, relaxation in the mind. That spaciousness we're talking about, that will naturally happen when we show up and do this again and again. And it doesn't have to be a big deal all the time. It doesn't have to look so formal, like we're sitting here on our cushion. It can be while we're waiting in line, or we can, before we walk into our house, maybe we sit, and just focus for a minute in our car before we walk in and deal with our home chores or what do we have to do. Or before we get to our destination, maybe we sit in our car and before we, go to where we need to go. And we can also use meditation when we're walking, when we're throughout our day, just choosing moments to rest the mind and focus on the breath. We can also focus on other things too. So we can, focus on a candle or focus on a stone or a flower. Or again, focus on your steering wheel in the car. Just having that single pointed focus, letting all of our thoughts go, letting all of our stresses of the day go. It's really quite wonderful. That's not the point though, for meditation, to feel wonderful. But it really, because we're so not used to giving our minds rest, we can feel that sense of relief when we do. There was a teaching a few weeks ago by Khenpo Norgay, Ken Rinpoche, and he talked about how meditation, whether you have negative feelings about your meditation or positive feelings about your meditation, they're both distractions. So if you're saying, oh, my meditation is so bad today, I'm thinking so many things, that's a distraction, clearly. That's just thought rising. And then if you're feeling particularly blissed out in your meditation, like, wow, I'm getting this, I'm doing this right. Whatever that thought is, that's just a distraction. It seems more positive to us, but blissing out in our meditation, or grasping for that blissed out feeling again. Oh, I didn't feel as relaxed or blissed out this session, Again, that's just a distraction. So whether we like the feeling or we don't like the feeling, they're both distractions. So really kind of, creating evenness in our mind around what our meditation is, and what it feels like. So let's do another, let's increase our time and do 10 minutes together. All right. Again, we're going to just focus on our straight spine, relaxed posture. We're looking down at the floor, the mouth slightly open with the tongue hitting the behind the two front teeth. We're breathing naturally, focusing on our breath, a gossamer thin attention on our breath, like a feather riding the surface of our breath. 10 minutes will do. Here we go. stretch if you need to, or drink a little bit of water. We'll do one more shorter sit. So. All right. Okay. So we'll do just one more. We'll go back down to 5 minutes and just finish that way. And again, we can, choose any increment of time. If you are a more seasoned meditator and you do longer sessions, that's wonderful. And again, if you're new to meditation, it's perfectly fine starting with a minute, 2 minutes, and we slowly build through consistency. And just taking time throughout your day to really weave meditation and this single-pointed concentration throughout your day, so that you're not separate from it, so that it's not far from you. Really, the point of meditation is to become like familiar with our mind, and also, creating that space, that spaciousness in our mind. So if we can infuse that throughout our day and not have it be so compartmentalized, then it affects everything we do. And it really helps us navigate life, especially when life is difficult and lots of things are coming at us at once. And, our minds are very active and busy. And we can maintain our calm and come from a place of stability, how we respond to life, how we react to all the situations of life. So let's do 5 minutes, and then after that we'll do some dedication prayers together to finish. All right, here we go, 5 more minutes. All right. So to seal in the merit and the virtue of our practice today, let's do the dedication prayers. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I've accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice and all that I'll ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increased in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have, similarly I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do this every Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We also have many resources on our Kunsang Peo Choling YouTube page. We have a playlist of meditation videos there for you to check out on all the days that you aren't tuning in throughout the week. So you can check back there. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a good week.